Hello, welcome to the Old Classic Car channel. Now this video comprises 200 photographs of classic British cars of the 1960s. There's a mix of road cars, race cars, saloons, sports cars, estates and so on. Hopefully you'll find something in here of interest. It's a mixture of the old favourites, if you like, from Austin, Morris, Jaguar, Triumph, etc. And hopefully a few rarities that you may not have spotted before. So hopefully this will be of interest. I'd welcome your comments if you recognise any of the cars or you own any of the cars shown here. It'd be great to read your thoughts in the comments section below this video. Thanks for watching. To begin with, it looks like we've got an Austin Mk2s that's probably been reshelled. It's a 67, 68 car. And then we've got a GT6 Mk2 down at Gaydon and a big Healey 3000. And here's a Ford 105e Anglia rusting away merrily in a foreign scrapyard. And here a TR4 Triumph 1964. Now we've got a Hillman Minx, the Hunter shape, the Arrow line as they were called. The Rover 2000 TC P6 variety on an F-Reg, an Austin Cambridge, an A60 Cambridge 1965, and a Morris Mini Estate or Traveller, and a photograph of a Lotus Elan, and a Morris Mini Cooper. And here we've got a Triumph Herald convertible on chrome wires. And a Mk2 Jaguar, also on chrome wires, on a nice sunny day with a maxi for company. And there's a Ford Consul Classic Capri, if I remember correctly, and a Triumph Vitesse, 2-litre Vitesse, 77RW, a famous Series 1 E-Type, and the sister Jaguar Mk2, 1966, Triumph Herald, 1200. Or possibly 948 actually, and then we've got one of the Hillman Imps or derivatives of 1966, an Austin Mk2s and a van version for company, and a lovely little Lotus Elite that was at Alton Park, a Morris Mini Cooper on reverse rimmed steel wheels, another Rover P5s 2000, and a 4-door Mark I Cortina. Silver Mini for company, and a TVR, I think it's a Vixen, that was at Alton Park a few years ago, and a Riley 1.5 rally car with a Volvo close behind, and this was us on a local road run with a Vauxhall Victor FB in front of us, and we've got an Austin Cambridge Estate or Countryman, very handy vehicle indeed, and there's a Viva HA down at Gaydon Museum, the British Motor Museum, and here's a Daimler V8 250 based on the Mk2, Triumph Herald 1360 Saloon, and the big Healey 3000 with a hardtop, Austin Mk2s on an F-Reg chasing an early Land Rover, and a 1965 MGB Roadster at Alton Park, and we've got a Triumph TR4A arriving at a show. This is the gas turbine development car based on the P6 Rover with a Rover BRM alongside, and we've got an MGC GT with a 6-cylinder engine, and an Austin Cambridge, an A60 Cambridge. This is one of the Imp derivatives, possibly a Singer Chamois, can't quite remember, an AC, and re-engined with a Triumph 2000 engine if I remember correctly, and a P6 in a Portuguese scrapyard alongside a Moggy Minor. Talking of Moggy Minors, there's a Morris 1000 from 1966, and a very wet Mk2 alongside the Riley RM. Close-up of a Series 1 E-Type, shouldn't have glass covers over those headlamps, and a Series 2 or 2A Land Rover, looking like it needs a little TLC, and a Mk2 on steel wheels, and a Mk2 prepared for rallying on the Rally of the Tests a few years ago. Herald 1360 convertible, a brace of Mini Coopers, one Austin, one Morris, and then we've got an Aston Martin DB5, and my old standard companion with Dad's Vandenplas 1300 alongside, and we've got a Moggy convertible, Morris 1000 convertible down at Gaydon, and good old MGB GT. Very soggy Cooper S. And a brace of BMC favourites with a Daimler in the background. And we've got the Austin Gypsy, which was BMC's response to the Land Rover, but all steel rather than aluminium, and an S-type Jaguar on wires. And an Austin 1100. Best-selling car for many years throughout the 1960s, and the Consul Capri, no, Ford Consul Classic, sorry, and then the Mark II Ford Cortina, possibly a 1600E, looking at that vinyl roof, another early Aston DB4, Mark I Ford Cortina GT on mini lights, and a TR4 racing around the Cheshire Alton Park track, and the 65 MGB with its occupants hiding from the rain. Dad's Moggy Minor Traveller 1967. Front end of a Mark II. TR4 on a very soggy Cheshire day. Another TVR, a Vixen or a Grand Tourer, someone will know. And the Gilburn. A mighty Ford Zephyr from 1967, a very refined Elvis, 1965, and a P5b Saloon in the stores at Gaydon, a mildly tweaked Mark I Cortina. This was a very strange Rover P6 based vehicle prototype that never went into production, bodied by Radford. Got another MG. And a Hillman Imp based car, a Jensen CV8, very nice. An angle box, looks like it's been modified for a bit of fast road use. The Humber Hawk Estate, fantastic car. A Triumph TR5, enjoying a sunny day. Mark II on chrome wires. TR4 with its Surrey roof, the lift out panel in the centre, reflecting on a mini estate. The XK150 prepared for road rallying. Another P5b Saloon. A TR4A. One of the Hillman Minx or Hunter range. A BMW engine of all things. And here's an early Triumph Vitesse 6, still with the independent rear end. 6 EMO, Morris Mini Cooper S, X-Works car. And the one-off Jaguar XJ13. Hillman Imp, this was at Tatton Park a long time ago. And another Moggy Traveller in an unusual shade of brown. XK150 zooming by Alton Park. And a left-hand drive foreign registered Mark I Escort on the Rally of the Tests. Series 1 E-Type. And here is a Ford Capri Mark I spending its days sat unloved in Portugal somewhere. Another Mini Cooper. This was at Race Retro. And a Triumph 2000 Mark I. Looking very original. A Lotus Cortina Mark I. 1964. And a Lotus Elan alongside a TR6 and a Sunbeam Alpine with the fins alongside a slightly later MGB and a collection of E-Types. Another MG, looks like an MGC with that hump on the bonnet just visible. And we've got a Morris Cooper S down at Race Retro and the related Riley Elf, the booted Mini. Talking of minis, a very early floor button start mini estate, Woody, a couple of E-Types, the older one in the distance. And a Ford Consul Classic 4-door, quite a rare car now, and a race prepared Mark II Jaguar with a Coombs type rear spats, another Austin Cooper S, complete with stickers, and an 1100 resting gently in the Portuguese sun. Not going anywhere soon. A Crayford conversion of the Ford Corsair, very rare car, and another Mark 1 Lotus Cortina, and a Vauxhall Viva HB GT, that's a rare old survivor, and an immaculate Morris Traveller, and a very, very green Rochdale Olympic, and Mark 1 Ford Escort twin cam, bonnet raised alongside a TR6, and another MGB GT 1966 car, another Mini Mark 2 I think. This is a Peerless based on Triumph running gear, another MGB Roadster F-Reg 1967, a close-up of the front end of the Herald Saloon, which I think we've already seen with its Lucas Fog Ranger lamp, and there's a Lotus Elan Plus 2, Austin Cooper S Mini F-Reg, and a 1965 Triumph 2000 Mark 1 in white, and also in white Triumph Herald 1360 showing off its excellent engine access, and a Viva HA here, a grey one in the evening sun, and the Riley Elf. We've already seen the Wolseley Hornet, and this was the Riley version of the booted Mini. And this is a Ford Prefect 107E, which had the overhead valve Anglia engine in it, last of that shape of car. And we've got a Daimler SP250 Dart and an Imp. A neighbour used to have one identical to that, I remember. And then a Barclay three-wheeler. Another Hillman Imp, rally prepared. This was at Race Retro a few years back, 1965. And we've got the Riley version of the 1100, the Riley Kestrel. It's quite a rare survivor, and that's a Lucas lamp on the front of a big Healey. Mark 1 Escort again, with an MGB for comfort, and a Daimler V8 250 looking very wet, and some big old green lorry in the background which looks vaguely familiar. Another Lotus Elan Plus 2, another Imp, or derivative of, 1966, another Vanden Plas 1300. And another Daimler 2.5 litre V8, Daimler SP250. This was Dad's old Wolseley 1500. Looks like a rally prepared Lotus Elan. Another Imp, or version of. Lots of 60s classics, rubbing door handles at Alton Park. And one of the fastback Sunbeam Rapiers, resting in a foreign scrapyard. An XK150 with some of its older brothers alongside, and this is a Fairthorpe Electron Miner from the early 1960s, 1964 that one, and then a Ford Anglia 105E with a Lotus Europa alongside and a P5 coupe, and we've got a Morris Oxford Series 6 I think, and another 105E Anglia on a very wet day, Ford Consul Classic in pursuit of a Mark 1 Capri on a Cortina Lotus, with MGB and Mark 1 Cortina, and this was a Hillman Husky Estate based on the Minx, quite a rare car now. The rally prepared Austin or Morris 1100, not 1100, 1800 in action, and a Series 1 E-Type. We've got a Sunbeam Harrington Le Mans, Riley 1.5 with some of its Farina bodied brothers alongside. This is a Mini Marcos, another Escort, an A40 Farina Mark 1 on some quite racy looking wheels, a very muddy Mini 1966, a brace of big Healeys. Another one of the Imp based cars, possibly a Sunbeam Stiletto, someone will know for sure. A Jaguar Mk2s, probably about 1960 or 61. Ford Cortina Mark 2 four-door saloon. An immaculate Austin Cambridge Mark 2, A55 Cambridge Mark 2. And a Jaguar Mk2s, C-Reg 1965. And a slightly modified Mark 1 Cortina, just for variety. And we've got a Brabham tuned Vauxhall Viva and a front wheel drive Triumph 1300. Those were a nice little car. We've got another Mark II on chrome wires. here, a Rover P4, 1964 example. And an Elvis, this was down at Sywell. Slightly modified Lotus sedan with some very nice looking deep dished steel wheels. And another Triumph 2000 Mark 1, this one in pale blue. With its Mark II cousin alongside. Another Daimler SP250 Dart. An Austin Mini Moke, originally designed with the army in mind, but I don't think they were too keen on it. Another GT6 Mark II, lovely car with the original tin wheel trims, and a Wolseley Hornet, and a very nice Lotus Elite. And here we have a Bond mini car, quite the machine. A pair of Alpines, Sunbeam Alpines. E-Type Series 1, and there's a lesser spotted Turner, don't see those too often. And the Mark II Triumph Vitesse, big old Wolseley Farina, is that a 6110, 1964, Milan, Sunbeam Alpine. Here we have a Mark II Cortina Lotus, and the Austin Gypsy, the second one of those to feature in this video, with my old Austin 7 Special alongside. And here we've got a Gilburn, is that the Invader, another rally prepared 1800, a Vauxhall Victor B-Reg 1964, and another mighty Mark IV Ford Zephyr. Fairly early Wolseley 1500, the Morris Oxford Series 6. This is a Daimler Majestic, about 1960-61, something like that, and a Singer Gazelle, sort of a reworked version of the Hillman Minx. And to round off this collection of 1960s classic British cars, we have a very dusty Vauxhall Victor F-Type estate.